What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? For what can a man gain in return for his soul? Man, there's been a lot of conversation about the Cat Williams interview on Club Shay. And I must say, man, it is a eye-opener. I mean, not much I haven't heard or speculated before, but I wanted to do a video, man, on this Bible verse, Mark 8:36. Because in the interview, Cat said that he had to protect his virgin whole. Okay. And as a man, you already know what that is. And so I thought this Bible verse was fitting because some people are willing to sell their soul. They're willing to sell their soul, man, for fame, for riches, for movie roles, for executive positions. They're willing to sell their soul. And the Bible is telling us, Jesus is telling us, he says, what does it profit a man? What does it profit you to sell your soul? What can a man offer in exchange for his soul? What can you receive that is temporal on this earth plane in exchange for your soul, which is eternal? This video is going to be important today because we're going to peel back a layer so you can see how someone can actually come to this conclusion where they would actually sell their soul. They would actually exchange their dignity as a man in exchange for a few extra dollars, for a lifestyle, for fame, and for fortune. They'll trade that, trade their soul for that, to the point to where they can't even look themselves in the mirror. Jesus is saying something very, very profound. And as a man, as anyone for that matter, the question is, what are you willing to sell your soul for? And here's why semen retention is so important. Here's why being sexually pure is so important. And here's why understanding that the gateways that lead to sexual perversion, sexual immorality, can lead you down this rabbit hole. It can lead you to this very destination to where you are willing to bend over and let another man do you greasy in exchange for fame, fortune, and riches. You will go against what you morally believe is right in exchange for riches. See, you sell your soul when you lay aside your morals. You lay aside your values, and you put them aside in order to get ahead in life, whether it be financially, acquiring a certain position. This is what selling your soul is. It's an exchange. It's your cooperation to the underworld. It's your allegiance, your pledge of allegiance to the underworld. That you would trade your masculinity for a few dollars. We see what's been going on with T.D. Jakes and Puff Daddy. I can't say what happened. I don't know if the man actually did that. I don't know. But what I do know is that there are people out there that have done it in exchange for riches and fortune. And here's what happens when you open yourself up Because it doesn't start out that way. When you open yourself up to things like masturbation, when you open yourself up to things like pornography, when you normalize these things, when you normalize these practices, when you believe the propaganda out there that tells you that these things are normal and healthy for singles to do, and you have a right to be and do what you want to do in the privacy of your own home, and you begin to believe these different ideologies, right? It can drive you and lead you to a place to where you're willing to sell your soul because you're so in tune with satisfying your fleshly desires. And it gets to the point to where when you have so much sex and you've slept with so many women, it becomes mundane. And now you begin to search out a new experience. It's no longer appealing to you anymore. Now there's a zest for more. And when the right opportunity comes, you sell your soul. You drop them. You drop them. You spread them. And next thing you know, the And once that happens, you get your deposit, you get your check, you get your position, you get your new car, you get your ice, your jewelry, you get all the women you want, whatever it is, you sold your soul. Now you're cashing in on what it cost you. You're cashing in on it, right? They're paying you for what you did. They're paying you for your allegiance. They're paying you now to be able to use you as a tool for their agenda. They're paying you for this. They're giving you what they agreed to give you, which was nowhere close to being equal to what you gave them. See, when you're doing a business transaction, if you want to buy a company, right, or you want to be in on a startup, typically you have to invest money into that company. If you're a accredited investor, you're an angel investor, you have some cash on the side, you have some funds, you want to sell those assets in order to get a part of this business. They're asking you for money. They're asking you for capital. When it comes to the demonic world, they don't ask you to bring any money to the table. They ask you to bring yourself to the table as a sexual sacrifice. They don't want your money. Why is that? They don't want your money because your money cannot equate to your soul. Your money cannot equate to your allegiance. Your money cannot equate to your cooperation to their agenda and the masses. If you play around with sexual perversion, pornography, masturbation, you will sell your soul. You might not sell it to the devil in the sense of what we know people to have done as far as literally signing their soul over to the devil, but you'll sell your soul. You will sell your soul and you stay in that bad relationship. You'll sell your soul and you will, you'll be doing things in the dark that you're not supposed to do. You'll be doing criminal activity. You'll be scheming on women, raping, molesting. You'll be doing all kind of wicked things because you're selling your soul, because you don't. What you've become accustomed to has now become mundane. It's mundane now, right? So now you need more. Jesus says, what is it going to profit you to sell your soul? You're going to sell your soul. What can you actually receive in return, in exchange for your soul? Why would you sell your soul? Cat Williams is exposing the lies, exposing the agenda. He's like, yo, I've had dudes offer to suck me off in front of my friends, family, co-workers in exchange. In exchange for what? Your soul. They want to sexually disgrace you. They want to be able to say, listen, we got this on videotape. We'll ruin your career. We will ruin your everything you have going on, because we know how we can paint the picture to the masses about what you did. See, that's what they want. They want to have that. They want to have that black card on you whenever they want to use it, so they can manipulate you and keep you on the right path. And then what happens is, when you realize you sold your soul and you realize that the price wasn't worth it, you start doing drugs to numb the pain. You start doing hard drugs. Now you're barely conscious. Every single day you're walking around high and drunk or numb, because what you exchanged your soul for wasn't worth it. The things that you're exchanging your soul for can't satisfy you. It can't quench the thirst, that spiritual thirst that you have. It can't quench it, because these things are material. And it can never satisfy a physical need. Physical things can never satisfy spiritual needs. To Cat Williams, his dignity, his integrity, him being able to look himself in the mirror as a man and know he didn't cross the line in order to get what it is that he has, even if it's not as much as he could have, but he realizes what he has is far worth than what they can offer him, because he understands there's nothing that they can offer him in exchange for his soul. There's nothing that is of equal value. And the real question is this, or the real indicator is this: when you sell your soul, they don't want your money. They don't want you to buy in. They don't want you to cut them a check. No, they want to sexually disgrace you. This just shows you how deep sexual sin is, how diabolical sexual sin is. And if you don't have a taper on your desires, on your flesh, you end up doing stuff like this. You will end up selling your soul in order to be famous, selling your soul in order to be rich, selling your soul in order to have power for the few days that you have on this planet. Jesus says, Mark 8:36, for what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? What can a man give in return for his soul? Your soul is priceless because it's limitless. It is eternal. And to sell your soul for something that's material, temporal, it's beyond the scope of understanding how one could think that that is a worthy exchange or a good deal. It's a terrible deal. You have to stop desecrating keyboards, laptops, desktops, because it can lead to things like this. And the way it leads to selling your soul is you're so used to giving to all your sexual desires. You see that money on the table. You can't wait. You want that money. You're imagining that Lamborghini. You're imagining going to the club and having VIP and having all the money and all the ice. And you just imagining it. And it's like, man, if I just do this, this will be over quick. And I have all of this. Your flesh is like, man, just go ahead and do it. And you just, because you've trained your flesh, you trained for your flesh to be successful, your flesh gets the best of you. And boom, the next thing you know, man, you propped up in the air. You propped up in the air. Feet dangling. And you done sold your soul. And now that you sold your soul, you realize it's like that post-nut clarity. When you relapse and you desecrate keyboards, laptops, and desktops, and then you realize, like, why did I just watch this nasty, disgusting stuff? And you all of a sudden the condemnation comes in and you're feeling terrible when a minute ago it was all good a minute ago, right? You rubbing it out, you getting all into it, you watching your videos, and then boom, as soon as you release, oh Lord, now you come back to your senses. When you sell your soul to the devil and these entertainers do these type of things, as soon as it's over, they don't even want the money anymore. They take it because they have to take it. But it's like when Jesus betrayed Judas, man, Judas betrayed Jesus. Excuse me. Judas betrayed Jesus. And after betraying Jesus for the 30 pieces of silver, he realized what he had done. Dude hung himself. What can a man offer in exchange for a soul that's of equal value? There's nothing that you can offer. There's nothing that you can offer me in exchange for my soul. A few burgers, some cheeseburgers, some wine, some pizza, right? A few women, you know what I mean? Like a Lamborghini, some jewelry. Is that worth your soul? Is that worth your eternal destination? Is it worth it? Shout out to Shannon Sharpe, man, for putting this interview out. It's a dark world out there, man. He was blessed with, 30 million views in like 4 days. The truth was out. The truth was released. Everybody trying to say Cat Williams crazy. Hey, like Kanye said, man, everybody sound crazy. The truth sounds crazy in a world full of lies. This is Hold My Nuts Podcast, man. I hope you got value out of this video. If you want exclusive content, man, hit the comment tag hit the link tagged in the comments. Exclusive content, way to support the channel. I'm gonna holler at you guys in the next video. Oh, and Happy New Year, man. I love y'all.